3, 4, and 5. Aloha and welcome, everyone. I'm Sammy Grayson, and this is Final Fantasy XIV. Now, to those of you who may be familiar with my other channel, you might be thinking to yourself, why am I doing this here when I'm already doing this over there? And, well, the truth is, I've been meaning to do a solo series for a long time. I even started a couple over there that I never actually finished. But that one is well underway, by well underway, I mean, the recording is already in Shadowbringers. And so, looking back, looking how we do things, I figured this would be a good series for me to just kind of take my time, do things as I will, and even go over some stuff that I didn't actually go over in the group series. Stuff like the Crafter and Gatherer quest, which you really ought to do. And I'm gonna be less focused on presenting the game itself and the story and just have fun with it as I normally would. Now, with that said, you might be wondering about my choice of character. As you can see, just a second, I decided to go with a little Lalafell girl. Because A, I like playing female characters, and B, I also like playing tiny characters. Because, like, in D&D, specifically, the thought of playing the smaller races like kobolds, gnomes, halflings, fairies, and whatnot, that always appeals to me, because I like the idea of just these little folk just absolutely wrecking shit on, like, Vecna or whoever. Like, you crossed a fairy barbarian, you're limping for the next few months. And despite my beach theme, you might notice, I decided to begin this character as a thaumaturge. Well, that's mostly because way back when I started this game, actually, when I made my first serious character, who is still to this day my main character, I wanted to start them off as whichever class I thought would become Black Mage. But I went with Conjurer instead, which turned out to be White Mage because I severely misunderstood the description. So I figured for this, let's go back and clear that up. And I already have a name, which, funny enough, is the name of one of my other characters, but, it's a cute name. I like it. So here we go, back into the world of Hydaelyn. Just for this opening sequence. And until we get through the queue. Yeah. One thing I plan to do, maybe when I get around to... Oh! And we're starting. When I get around to being level 30 or so, is maybe going over... Maybe doing, like, bios for the different jobs. Because I never actually did that in the group series. Although Dawn Trail's close by, so it won't be until after all the changes that brings. In the meantime, we have a tale to begin. Whee! Here. And as you can see, I tried to make her look a little like me.
Here. Feel.
And then, the mysterious hooded man shows up. Feel. Think. God, I feel like the meaning of those words has changed so much over the years. especially now that we actually know what it's trying to say. Anyway, Black Mage power! They give me a one-handed scepter. Eat fire, son of a bitch. Hey. Hey, you. There's my little cutie. You alright, lass? We were moaning something fierce for a while there. Feeling the effects of the ether, I reckon. So what though? Don't worry. I don't know why I'm giving him this accent, but fuck it, I'm rolling with it. I think I mentioned before that my first serious character... You know what, I'll explain after the cutscene. You there! Halt! What's all this about? Inspection! Men, search the carriage. Hi. These two characters over here. Just a nonless peddler, friend. So, don't be too disappointed if you don't find nothing, eh? Mind your tongue, old man, lest I cut it out. Sir, look! Somnus! Honest peddler, was it? Since when do honest peddlers deal in prohibited herbs? You're in a lot of trouble, old man. Rot in a dungeon till the end of your days. Unless you can afford the fine. Business as usual. Business as usual. Until arrow. Emulja! Emulja! To arms! To arms! Suddenly the lizardman. 7 hells. Consider this a warning. Now go, all of you. Meanwhile, the twins just sleep through all this. I imagine that's exactly why they... That's why they don't remember, like, actually meeting us on our way to our starting city. Kind of excitement ain't good for the heart. Be careful around them brass blades, lass. Bastards will have the to your back if they fancy it. The common bandits they are, only less honest. I think I've given this guy for an accent. Thank the gods for sending some beastmen to the rescue, eh? Hey, seeing we've still got a long ride ahead, you mind keeping me company till we arrive? Look at that. She's wide awake. Young'uns don't much care for conversation, see? Prince, the name and peddling's my trade. Judging by your unusual garments, I'll wager one of them new adventurers. I knew it. Come wherever the wind blows, seeking fortune and glory. Well, that's what I call living. As long as you can avoid dying, I mean. It's no secret that adventuring's a risky business, these days especially. What was it that first attracted you to it? To amass a fortune. Fortune, eh? Then I reckon you'll fit right in where we're going. Once you've learned to handle yourself in a fight, you won't pay a visit to whichever craftsman or gathering guild tickles your fancy. There are plenty to choose from, too. Whether it be weaving, alchemy, goldsmithing, or mining that interests you, Old Dad's got a place where you can learn your trade. And yet, in my experience, crafting drains your guild. It builds it. Venturing ain't just doing things after all. Peaceful pastime may well help you make your fortune. If you're crafting raid stuff, maybe. So remember, though, there are more important things than fortune and glory, such as breathing. There's no profit in being dead, that's a fact. By the by, is this your first trip to Ulda? On this channel, yes. 'Tis. Well then, let this itinerant tell you the ins and outs of your destination. I'm amazed I was able to do that word with that accent. Ulda's ruled by the Sultana in name, As most folks know, the Syndicate holds all the real power. Them and their monetarist cronies would happily get rid of Her Grace altogether. But that won't happen while she still commands the loyalty of the Royalists. And the Royalists are nothing if not loyal. These factions have long fought over power, thrown the weight of their wealth against each other, and they show no sign of stopping. Of course, the Lizard Men, that's the Amalza, couldn't care less about Uldan politics. They have their own interests, see? They ain't afraid to use force to serve them. They say war is a gift to peddlers. Need, bread, and profit. And though it shames me to say it, I'm inclined to agree. Yeah, like I said, that's why Raid stuff sells so much. Because everyone needs it, and everyone wants it. A lot of the higher level players have the cash to spend on it. Ah, at long last. Behold Ulda, Jewel of Thanalin. Folks turn sand into gold. Or blood, depending on where you are.
Deep in the sun-baked south, surrounded by the shifting sands of an endless desert, she rises. A solitary rose amidst the dust and rock, a symbol of defiance. Her name, Ulda.
If I recall, this announcer
With the coming
is the same guy who voices Igor in 5. Persona 5, I mean.
Merchants who vie for lost fortunes in this bustling oasis. As the twin faces of Nold Thal maintain their vigil over all that has been and shall be, the present proffers a brave soul.
Bing, 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 bing. Unrelated note, In the Balance is a fantastic song.
Whose arrival could mark the beginning of an era of prosperity for the realm.
This tiny Lalafell. And here's where we part ways, lass. I'm off to other markets to deliver me wares. It's onto the high road for me. Here, want you to have this. The way of thanks for putting up with me prattle. There go the twins. You never did tell me your name, though. Hey, but here's an idea. Become the sort of storied personage I can brag about having met, and I'll consider us square. I think we can manage that.
May the traders nurture our fortunes as they kindle the flames which burn within us all. For by fire are we reborn.
Gotta love the little waddle. Final Fantasy 14. There's one part of the game that I am not looking forward to reading, so I'm not gonna. Bing, bing, bing. Hello, Ulda. This actually reminds me of my days as out. You know, when I was like actually fresh to this game. Fun fact, my first actual character that I made, I wound up making a gladiator because gladiator used swords, so I figured that was a DPS. It was only later that I would learn how to actually turn into a tank. Oi, Ventura, over here. I mean you. You're short the carriage by chance? Eh? How can I tell? Heh. Name's Wyman, and my business is knowing every bugger else's. Now then, what if I was to offer you some invaluable advice by way of welcome to our fair city? Free of charge even, just as one's like. Drongos and dues. I apparently can't do a British accent for the life. Ulda, the shining beacon of prosperity rising from the deserts of Thanalin. You select the control scheme you wish to use. Controller, please. Blah, 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 blah. No, thank you. And I got 20 messages because it's a new character on my account. Ugh. You know what? Instead of boring you with all the HUD layout change I'm going to do, I will be right back. Alright, and we're back. Sorry about that. I needed to adjust the UI a little more to my standard. Initiating quests. Yes, I already know this. Yes, I know this. Level 1, coming to Ulda. Just plain with to anyone with heart that you don't know your way around here. If I let you go wandering off down the nearest dark alley, you're certain to get mugged or worse. I don't want that on my conscience. I don't want that on my conscience. Before you do anything else, I want to head over to the quicksand and speak with Mamodi. She's the master of the Adventurers Guild and can set you on the right path. Right path. The path. Just take those steps over yonder and pass through the double doors. You'll find her inside. And that's as much as you're getting for free. Good luck with the adventurer. You have begun a quest. The do-do list. I already know about the do-do list. God, it is always weird seeing the starter city so empty. Go exploring more if I thought it would let me. Hi, Mamodi. So, fun fact, Mamodi was actually more or less my introduction to Lalafell as a whole. And I immediately wanted to be one because I just thought she was absolutely freaking adorable. Why, hello there. Who might you be? If you're looking to join the Adventurers Guild, you've come to the right place. Name's Mamodi, and I own this fine establishment, if it pleases you. I also manage the Adventurers Guild here in Ildar, so you might say that looking after green adventurers like yourself is my vocation. And lucky for you that it is. Let me try that again. And lucky for you that it is. Without someone like me to steer you right, you'd soon find yourself out in the middle of nowhere, caught up in business you don't understand. Like our conflict with the Amolja, for example. They've been plaguing the soul on forever now. Then there's the Garlean Empire. No one can say for sure what they're plotting these days, only that they are. Aye, the people drink and make merry, but underneath it all there's worry. Worry and a lingering feeling of loss. And little wonder, it's scarce been 5 years since the lesser moon cracked open like a giant egg, releasing an abomination intent on turning the realm into an eighth hell. So much was lost in the blink of an eye. The end of the world had come at last. Then things begin to get foggy. Everyone's got their own version of what happened next. Some of them 2 or 3. You'd think people would remember something like that, but the fact is they don't. Nobody does. There is one thing the survivors agree on, though. Well played by a band of adventurers who laid down their lives for a realm that wasn't their own. They fought valiantly, and like so many others, they never returned. Deeds worth remembering, I'm sure you'll agree. Just a shame our recollections of those brave heroes are as jumbled as of the calamity itself. Whenever we tried to recall their faces to mind, it's like they're standing between us and the midday sun, permanently silhouetted. I bet that sounds poetic to you, doesn't it? It's not. It's bloody infuriating. But even if we can't remember them, we'll not let them be forgotten. But we call them the Warriors of Light. And they'll forever stand as a shining example of what adventurers can achieve. That's why I welcome new arrivals like yourself to our fair city. All I ask is that you lend a helping hand, and try to leave Ulda in a better state than you found her. If you can promise that, then I'd be happy to let you join the guild. I'll do my best. Alright then, promise is a promise now. I'm counting on your help to put the past behind us. We need people working and spending their time like the old days. And a happy and prosperous Ulda means more business for the quicksand too. Any road, let's make this official. Go ahead and write your name in the register, neat as you can. Koze. Well, ain't that a charming name? Just rolls off the tongue, it does. Alright, Miss Koze. On behalf of the Adventurers Guild, I officially... Please, sir, be merciful. Trial's my witness, I swear to you, I'll bring you your money. In the East, it is said that even a merciful god might be driven to vengeance if thrice blasphemed. Be grateful you are given a fourth chance to offend. You two, attend to this scum. No, please, mercy! Well, ain't that a sorry sight? Nor an uncommon one, if I'm honest. Don't worry, though. If you work hard, I'll doubt you'll end up like him. Just the same, if you ever need a bit of advice about one thing or another, pay me a visit. Just don't go bothering me every time you stub your toe, alright? Of course, I do enjoy hearing a lady muse on the manhoods of her acquaintance from time to time. Any road, welcome to Ulda, Kokose. Take a moment to catch your breath, and I'll teach you a little bit about our fair city. When are we getting to the fireworks factory? Tutorial, blah 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 blah. Beep beep beep. Do I have access? If I can, I should actually go get. Oh, right. Let's see. Action. Sprint. It's probably copy. Paste. Almost forgot one of my most important macros. Set to health bar. Boop. Alright. Okay. I think I need to wait a minute. Or I need to progress. Before you go charging off to find your fortune, I have a few basic tasks I'd like you to perform to help you get to another place. First of all, I want you to visit the Aetherite Plaza. To get there, head west from here until you reach Emerald Avenue, then look to the north. You see a giant floating crystal called an Aetherite. If it weren't for Aetherites, traveling it would be a damn sight more troublesome than it is. Plus, you still need to attune with them before you can use it, so be sure to do that with the one in the plaza. You ever attune with an Aetherite before, Kokose? Not just lay your hand on the thing and you'll see. When you've done that, I want you to pay a visit to the Thaumaturge's Guild over at Arazaneth Ossuary. Assuming that scepter ain't just for show, you might consider training there. Finally, I want you to visit the Sapphire Avenue Exchange over in the steppes of Thal. Goods from all across the Eorzea and beyond turn up there every day. You'll have no trouble finding armor, weapons, or anything else a fledgling adventurer like yourself might need. I'd say that everything's for sale here in Ulda, as long as you got the gill. Make sure you don't pay more than you ought, Kokose. Plenty of won't scruple to swindle unsuspecting foreigners like yourself, especially if they think no one's looking out for their best interests. Which is why I'm giving you this letter. When you visit the exchange, find a man named Cesaroga and give it to him. He'll be happy to tell you about the markets once he's read it. In short then, visit the Aetherite Plaza, Thaumaturge's Guild, and the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. Simple. Oh, but before you go, a word of advice. Well, there are more than a few unsavory characters out there who will try to take advantage of you. There are also some with honest-to-goodness problems who you should consider offering a helping hand to. A lot of folk are lured to by the promise of wealth and power. What many of them fail to realize is that instead of chasing after Guild the moment they get here, they ought to be making friends. Let it be known that you're willing to give as much as you get, and that opportunity will come your way. Speaking of which, you should speak with the smith over yonder. This lad's always had some good advice for up-and-coming adventurers. Otherwise, that's about it from me. It's past time you got going. Oh, and let me know when you finish, will you? That way you won't spend my days worrying that you're down to your small clothes without a guild to your name. Ulda is just filled with Australians, I guess. That is what my brain switch has told me. Oh, and now the people have loaded in. Cool. Alright. Blah, 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 blah. Oh yeah, the gold saucer event's going on. Beep, 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 beep. Gotta get my stuff from the Moogle here so I can use it. Huh. Send back a letter. Yeah, this is also going to take a minute. 1 second. So the thought occurs to me that while I do this now might actually be the best time to end the episode, so thank you all so much for joining me. If you like this video, leave a like and a comment. If you want to see more, hit subscribe and the bell, and I'll see you guys next time after I've taken care of business.